Hello everyone, Loremaster of Sotek here today, and we're talking about something a little different. This is actually a trailer for a game that I play. I haven't been able to get to it as much as I would like to, just because I've been busy with a lot of stuff lately, with all the reveals and events and all that crazy stuff. But usually when things are not going just backwards ass crazy, I play this game usually weekly, if not more than that. And I wanted to talk about it, not only to invite all of you to, get on yourselves, but they actually recently made a fancy trailer and have released some new content that I think warrants making a video about it. So I have not watched this trailer. It was sent to me by the devs and such for Warhammer Online Age of Reckoning, or Return of Reckoning, more accurately. For those unaware, Warhammer Online, or War, as it's more commonly called sometimes, is a Warhammer Fantasy MMO that released in the early 2000s, and it unfortunately didn't do super well. There was a lot of amazing things about the game, but it kind of came out at an unfortunate time, literally releasing, I think, mere months before Wrath of the Lich King for WoW came out, which is one of the most legendary expansions to that particular MMO, and it had a lot of issues. But among many people, myself being one of them, it had quite a strong fan community, and the game was killed. However, it was brought back to life by a very dedicated and passionate group of fan developers who essentially received a version of the game that they started to build up practically from scratch, and nowadays the game is wonderful. It genuinely has a lot of good things going for it. They've made many changes to the game. It's drastically different than it was during release. It's recognizably still the same thing, but much of the content has been restructured or reframed or edited to make for a better overall experience. I personally have a guild that is slightly active. Granted, it's been a hot minute since I've streamed Warhammer Online a few weeks, I think, but I do actually stream this game when I play it. Well, not always when I play it, but frequently. And I'm hoping to get back into it soon, hopefully by the end of this month, when things will calm down a little bit. But with the new trailer, I did want to check it out. There's also some other new information that I want to talk about after I watch the trailer, but I haven't seen this, and so yeah, let's get into it. Nice logo. Best classic MMO in 2020. I would agree with that. This game had great music. That's a cool effect. Good old RVR. Ugh, Prague. Prague's a great map, but good lord, it can get a little ridiculous. should show that one greenskin fort that's like underground. So, as I said, this is a great game. I love this game, genuinely. I have a max level character on it. He's not quite... I think he's renown rank... I want to say I'm like renown rank 74? Somewhere in that ballpark. But I'm nearly to what is essentially max renown rank, which is renown rank 80. Once you can go past renown rank 80, but it doesn't really do anything. It's just for, you know... It doesn't give you anything, it's just for bragging rights, I assume. But I've played virtually every feature in the game. I think the only thing I have not done in Warhammer Online is I have not played ranked mode for scenario battles. And frankly, for me, that's just because that's not something I'm particularly interested in. However, the game has an amazing amount of stuff going on it, and in my particular interest, there's a lot of new content constantly being released, particularly of the PvE variation, which for anyone unaware, that means player versus environment. So player versus the AI, so like dungeons and raids and stuff like that. So far I actually have a number of dungeons I still need to beat, but they actually just released a new one. In particular, if you were someone that played during live, there was a dungeon that was added after the game was released known as the Hunter's Veil, and it has been re-released, though instead of being a starter dungeon for like level 12 or 10 players, it's now a level 40 dungeon. I'm really, really excited to go get a chance to hopefully try it soon. I've been so busy. The dungeons are honestly my favorite thing about this game. Well, I don't know. There are a lot of things I like about the game, but I really like the dungeons just because there's a lot of thematicness to them that's really unique. But I would love to have lots of new people join, especially when I hopefully have time to... What I really need to do is dedicate a particular day of the week, I think, to just playing War. That way it's kind of a reliable staple, especially for like Twitch streaming. But I'm bad at scheduling. So, which, you know, if you're around here, you've probably figured that out by now. I would really encourage anyone to check out the game. It's really, really easy to download and get started. Like the trailer said, the game is entirely free. Even if you wanted to spend money on the game, which I would if I could, because honestly I just like supporting the developers, you can't. They refuse to accept any forms of payment. And they literally just do this out of a passion for the game. Honestly, if I had a hope for 2021 or 2022, one of my dreams would be that Games Workshop would finally reach out to these guys and like officially give them the green light and allow them to like encourage them to at least open cosmetics that could be like bought so they could support themselves for all the crazy work they do. But it's an entirely fan-based community. If you have the skills, if you're an artist or you have game development skills or something you think might be useful to them, I would always encourage you to reach out to the developers, or I can always try and help you touch base with them if you'd like. Like I said, it's not a financial thing. It's just for people that have the pure desire to do it. If you have curiosities about the game, I have a number of videos on my YouTube channel. I have an entire playlist dedicated to running through the Red Eye Mountain dungeon, which Red Eye Mountain, also known as... wait, no, not Red Eye Mountain, Mount Gumbad. The Red Eye Night Goblins are there, but it's Mount Gumbad. Which, if you play Total War Warhammer, you might be familiar with Mount Gumbad. It's actually one of the settlements. It's near Zufbar, so it's like between Ungrim and Thorgrim, starting positions. But it's actually a dungeon. I've played through numerous times on stream. I've actually, not too long ago, finished beating Mount Gumbad, in that I have the full Red Eye armor set, which is fantastic, and it means I can actually advance to doing the dungeons beneath Altdorf, which I'm really excited for. The crypts, where I think there's lots of undead in Skaven, but I need to get on that. But in any event, it's a wonderful game. You can play as either Order or Destruction. There's 4 careers for each of the races being the Greenskins, Dark Elves, and Chaos. Warriors of Tzeentch, I should say. Warriors of Chaos with Tzeentch alignment on the Destruction side. And then on the Order side, you have Humans, High Elves, and Dwarfs. It's a fantastic game. They are constantly adding to it. They just finished putting out Hunter's Veil. Last I've heard from the developers, as far as future dungeons are concerned for PvE content, I believe they are looking to bring the final dungeon of the game online, which is the... oh gosh, what is it called? It's the something Veil. Darn it. It's an Avalorn. It has the Everqueen as, like, she's being held captive by monsters and stuff. It has Nakari. Nakari, who's the big bad keeper of secrets, that was never playable in tabletop for some stupid reason, but is likely going to be the legendary lord of the Slaanesh faction Total War Warhammer 3. If you want, you could kill Nakari yourself in combat in that dungeon. It's the Gaean Veil. That's what it is, the Gaean Veil. So, I'm really excited for that dungeon to come out. It has one of the most famous named villains in Warhammer Fantasy history, being Nakari as the big bad. They are also working on bringing the Land of the Tomb Kings online. I don't know if it's going to be a full PvP zone like it was in Live, or if it's going to be a PvE dungeon zone, but to my understanding, they are hoping to bring that online someday in the future. They are looking at constantly adding new features. If you'd like to actually see the devs and their voices and stuff, I have 2 Q&As up on my YouTube channel that you could watch that feature me speaking with the devs and asking them questions for the community, and we're going to be doing a 3rd one in the near future. So that's kind of an announcement on this video as well, is I am going to be doing a 3rd Q&A with the developers sometime in the near future to, you know, check in on their progress and seeing how development's going, check in on new features, balance patches, stuff like that. They're constantly tinkering with the game and have made a lot of amazing changes. I cannot recommend it enough, genuinely. If you would like to join in my community guild, be sure to join our Discord, and we even have like a little react role you can react to in the React for Roles channel that puts you in the Crimson Host, which is our order guild, or you can join Destro if you're a nerd. But in any event, I would really encourage you to visit their website, download the game. It can be a bit of a slow download because there's only a single server, but once you have the game, it's pretty easy to just stay up with it. But yeah, so if you're looking for an MMO experience, or particularly a classic MMO experience, I will say it is much more geared as far as like content towards PvP. However, the PvP is very different than what you're probably used to. As you kind of saw, it's much more kind of like about massive spaces. You're fighting over like entire cities or like countrysides. It can get pretty obscene, actually, how large the space is. My guild, generally, we only ran around like groups of maybe 6 people most of the time. Sometimes we'd have more than that, but generally we'd only have a party, and you could experience almost all the game. But it's a wonderful game to get together with a friend on. You can play it solo. It's difficult solo, but you can do it. But it's honestly a wonderful game to get together with a group of friends, whether that's 2 people, 3 people, or 24 people, or 50 people, and have a great time. I'd love for you to come join our guild on our Discord server, get the game installed. We have people that can help out with that on our server. We also have people that can help you get there are mods you can install on it to kind of enhance your experience, change the UI and all that stuff, you know, typical MMO stuff. But I just wanted to make a video about it because it has been a hot while since I've talked about it, and I know there's a lot going on, and my community continues to grow. And I always want to try and remind people that Return of Reckoning exists. It is a wonderful experience. Literally, the only downside I would say to the game is that it shows its age a little bit. But honestly, considering when the game came out, it looks great. At least in my opinion. But if you love Warhammer Fantasy, this game is a must. And I hope you'll check it out. And when I have the developers over again for a Q&A in the near future, I hope you'll join me live for that experience. I'll be sure to put out announcements about when that's going to happen. And I'm sure we'll have a bunch of people visiting from other communities as well. But until then, I hope you all have a wonderful day wherever you may be in the world, and if you haven't already, please do check out Return of Reckoning. And if you do check it out, or you've played it before, be sure to let me know how your experience has been. Or if you have any questions, you can always come to our Discord, pop down to the ROR channel, and find someone to help you out there. So thank you all again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.